think I broke it. Did I do it? Let's see. Brown. Oops. Oh, that worked. Good. Oh, let's see if I can do the other one here. Connection mode. There we go. Bam. Okay. I think I broke something. Let's close some of these things down. Bam. What up, Sub9? Oops. Bam. Okay, there we go. Everything's working. Let's see. Let's see what's going on in the world. Oh, jeez. All right, let's see. Boom. Hey.
Oh, what? You're talking to me?
Hey. Okay, here we go. What's going on, my brother? Oh, you know what I forgot to do, I think. Let's see if this works. YouTube. There we go. Let's do this. Let's do that, and this, and then that, and home, and me, and back, and uh-oh. Was that history? Let's see. Okay, that's it. Live, home. There we go. Not much. Just had some chicken freaking dinner. Share, Discord, YouTube, send. All right, cool. Just ate dinner, had chicken nachos. Yeah, that was some freaking chicken nachos, brother. You know what I want to see? Let's see what's going on in the world. Chicken nut. I had beef stew. Good one. Big old hunk of freaking pot roast with carrots, onions, potatoes, salt, butter. Yeah, dude. Yeah. And so the way I make them is I roast the beef. I take pot roast. I roast the beef on top of onions, carrots, and potatoes. All right. So then the first meal I have yesterday was just pot roast with carrots, potatoes, and onions. Then you take the leftovers from that and make a stew. So the juice that's left over in the bottom of the pot from the braising, you thicken it to make a broth for the gravy for the stew, dude. It's freaking good, dude. Me too, dude. Me too. Fresh rosemary and Guinness. Yeah, that's a good way to go. That's a good way to go. So the beef stock isn't boxed. When you're braising the beef with the potatoes, onions, and carrots, you're making your own stock. So it's vegetable and beef stock. And then you just, after you eat your first meal, you thicken that gravy to rip up all of the beef. And then you got stew, baby. A little bit of freaking there. Cornstarch, and typically flour, but cornstarch, good. Yeah, good stuff. Good freaking stuff. All right, let's see what we got going on in China. Oops. You know, this probably won't be good.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, what? You're talking to me?
Yeah, talking to you.
What do you mean? I always look like this. I mean, you too can look just like this. Now imagine this. A new beauty injection comes out that promises you'll look 10 times younger. Completely safe, no risks, nothing.
Yeah.
At first, everybody believed it because for an entire year, everybody came out looking like they just reversed aging. Except just right after a year, one day, every single person that got the injection, their face started imploding on itself. I mean, this is the first time I've seen a beauty procedure have a honeymoon phase. We're talking about a beauty injection that worked flawlessly, a formula that instantly made you look younger and lasted for more than a year. And just one random morning, you wake up looking like a pufferfish. Chinese influencers have been promoting these so-called growth factor injections. And the way they sell it, it sounds like magic. One needle and your face completely fills out. Your cheeks look plump, your chin
I get a big old freaking 2-pound piece.
looks sculpted, and it was pretty much the secret anti-aging formula that people have been chasing for years. Listen, if you were in Shanghai gatekeeping a beauty procedure from everybody, you're getting slimed out by every influencer circle there is and their doctors. And I'm not even exaggerating, the before and after photos look insane. But here's the part that nobody tells you. Give it maybe a year or two, and then suddenly, your face just starts moving around on its own. And that's exactly how people end up with the so-called bubble face effect. Jeez. And it literally looks like they got stung by 1,000 bees at once, or like something's growing under their skin trying to escape. And the biggest danger is that massive delay time frame that tricks you to thinking everything's okay. But I mean, things can just go south any day. And this isn't just some rare side effect. You're pretty much rolling a dice to see if your face accepts it or rejects it. And most of the time, it don't like you. No. So what even are growth factors? Well, here's where it gets interesting. They're actually...
So these growth factor gels are usually to help like scars and wounds. I guess people started shooting them in their face. Soon they'll only only shop for meat pretty much. So if you, depending on where you're at, what I do, I have a guy. There's a dairy and a cow farm, and if you find 3 other families, each of you pay $700, and you each get a quarter of a cow, and you can get the cuts as thick as you want them. You can get and all of your ground beef, all of your meat comes from one cow, and it comes down to about $5 a pound. I've looked for local meat, but it's super expensive. Yeah, you got to do bulk. You got to do bulk. You got to go to the butcher. The guy, yeah, it's great. Great idea. It's great.
Proteins that your body naturally produces, and doctors can use these as creams to either heal wounds or like recover from burns. Keyword, externally on your skin, not internally injected into your face. Dude. Because once you start
fat is really good for you. Fat and protein is what keeps you full. Most people get fat because they don't eat enough fat, oddly enough. Yeah, we've been lied to. People I don't know how old you are, but I'm 49, and when I was growing up, non-fat meant sugar. Your pancreas, you definitely got to see, you if you've got pancreatic issues, you should definitely talk to a lab and get yourself a vitamin and mineral deficiency test, because your pancreas, if it starts going, you start losing the ability to basically absorb vitamins and minerals from your diet. Then what happens is your body is in kind of a starvation mode, because you're putting food in your mouth, but it's not getting out of the food what it needs. So it says, do that again, do that again. Do that again. And that's the hunger cycle, because you're not getting out of your food what you need to get out of it. Yeah, and that's typically why people get obese. You're 24? Ghost King Wolf. I actually asked my doctor to do that and did labs a few days ago, because you mentioned good.
Injecting that stuff, it doesn't just fill your face like filler. It tells the cells in your face, hey, start growing and don't stop. So now your face is just constantly being spammed with signals to keep on growing tissue. nonstop. And oh my God, imagine that for a second. Your face is literally stuck infinitely producing cells. Like the cells.
Dude, they're injecting growth hormone into or growth factor to their face. You're brand new. Well, welcome, my brother. Welcome, Ghost King. Oh man, so these people are injecting growth. Basically, they're giving themselves cancer. They're injecting stuff inside of their skin that belongs outside of their skin to help wounds heal. So it's telling the meat inside of the face, grow, 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 grow. How do you tell it to stop? Yes, you need protein. Yes. So here's the thing, Ghost Brother, is a lot of people aren't taught what the individual vitamins and minerals are and that they need them in proper proportions and ratios. We're taught that a healthy diet is good amounts of protein, cholesterol, fats, sugars, and whatnot. That's not nearly as important as making sure you've got enough vitamin A, you've got enough of the B vitamins, particularly B12 and D3. C, you basically get a lot. D3 you can get from the sun, but most of us wear sunscreens. We don't go outside. You can't get sun through the windows because it blocks UV light in the windows. And UV light hitting the skin is what converts cholesterol to vitamin D3. So we've got all these people that have vitamin deficiencies that keep getting this signal to eat because their body's saying, I need more vitamin B, I need more D, I need more A, whatever. And then so it signals you to eat. That's how you put vitamins in your body, by eating. So people get hungry over and over again. Saying that I had vitamins, I had said I'm taking vitamins and just adjusted my diet. So we'll see where I stand with my levels. Speaking of cancer, have you heard about turbo cancer? Yes. My next door neighbor, he's dead now. But yeah, he had pancreatic cancer when he was in his 40s, and when we got it taken care of. And then when he was in 80, is 80 or 81, and then he started feeling bad. He went in. They said you got turbo cancer. He was dead in 4 weeks. If you want to call me by Jacob, okay, Jacob, brother. This freaking what? Not you, Jacob. Sorry. Warning system alert. Let's see this. Yeah, that's all right. No, that's not me. That's some freaking wackadoo. He just started his channel today. This ain't me. No, this is just look at it. Its name is Warning, WORNING System 404. That's funny. What a wackadoodle. Yeah. No, they have it all the time. People spam this stuff. There we go. He gone.
Start multiplying uncontrollably.
That's why I'm eating lots of vegetables to repair the damage I've done. Yeah, brother, listen, your body can do a lot to heal itself, but one of the biggest things is emulsifiers. Emulsifiers are things that allow oil and water to mix. The problem is it acts like a detergent in our body. We have this mucosal layer in our intestines. That's how fat-soluble vitamins absorb through the gut lining to get from the intestines into the bloodstream. And when you eat things like ice cream and peanut butter and freaking salad dressings and stuff like that, it acts as a detergent and washes away that mucosal layer. So now you can't absorb fat-soluble vitamins through your intestines. Yeah, sunflower, soy lecithin, yeah, it's all, you can't have a lot. Yeah, it acts as a detergent. Who was here now? He just started a YouTube channel. Yeah, people do that all the time. How are you, Amber? Yeah. He called his channel YouTube warning channel, and they say things like your channel is about to be deleted if you don't end the live stream right away. It happens like once a week, but people try to they're just spammers. Yeah. Going back to that, here's the problem. Sumnon, is that when you wash that away with things like soy lecithin and sunflower lecithin, polysorbate 80 and other emulsifiers, you cannot absorb the fat soluble vitamins through your intestines. So even if you're taking them as pills, they're just going out. They're going out as poop. It's kids having fun probably. Oh yeah. I'm just my first time on the internet. Yeah. They're just trying to spam and troll.
And you start getting these lumps, this weird uneven swelling, and sometimes it literally looks like something is growing out of your face. It's always been like this. Cosmetic surgery was originally for treating past injuries, and growth factors were used to help wounds heal. Now they're all being used for appearance. Many netizens describe it as feeling pressure, pain, constant swelling, like their face is inflamed 24/7.
Jeez, I only have it for when I make edibles. It helps the absorption. Yeah, what's going on, William?
Speaking of doctors, I'm the worst at booking doctor's appointments, like embarrassingly bad. For me, it was my eyes, because I honestly just kept putting off going to the eye doctor. I low-key started noticing that my eyes were dry all the time. This is where today's video sponsor, ZocDoc, comes in. ZocDoc is a free website that helps you find and book quality doctors near you. All you gotta do is just go on, search for doctors in your area who take your insurance, read through the real patient reviews, see their actual availability, and then you just book it. And you can even book a casual video appointment at home. They also let you search by specialty or even just by symptoms. Anything from eye doctors to dermatologists. Appointments usually happen within 24 to 72 hours, and sometimes you can even score same-day appointments. They've got over 150,000 providers across 200 plus specialties in all 50 states. I chose my doctor based on the reviews and what fit my schedule, and it only took 5 minutes. Like, I definitely need to get some eye drops. Honestly, ZocDoc is for me as well. Thank you so much, ZocDoc, for sponsoring this video and helping us all take better care of our health. And I know it may seem small, but just clicking the link in the description is a huge step towards prioritizing your health.
So this video here we're watching, these girls and guys were injecting growth factor into their face to make themselves like filler. But then a year later, it starts growing out of control. I bet you people are going to put that in their butts. I bet you it's going to be the new BBL. Oh yeah, they stink so bad. And
so
listen,
yeah, taking care of
fat in your body is an organ. It's an organ. It's not just something that's there as padding. Fat is an organ. So when you rip the fat out of one place, you're destroying the blood supply and everything. So you're just taking that rotting fat and putting it in your butt and lips and boobs and whatnot. Yeah, I haven't chewed gum in a long time, but I've been craving some spearmint gum. I love spearmint. I wouldn't feel like I think it. Let me apologize. Here I am again. What up, Plus?
Of your health just got easier. Head to www.zocdoc.com/Wani to get started and check off that appointment on your to-do list. Now, once it's in your face, you can't just remove it. There's no undo button. There's no easy surgery to take it out, and if you try to remove it too early, it can actually make things worse. Like the remaining growth factor liquid that's in your face gets stimulated and starts growing even faster in random directions. Like imagine just like touching it and then it starts to spread out even more.
家说千万不要去那种小工作室打这种生长因子，你打了以后你就会发现你的脸跟我一样。 就显得就根本没法见的，而且你打了完以后，它就一直长，一直长，然后你去切的话，它还是会一直长的这种程度，所以千万不要去小工作室。
So they put growth factor in as like a filler. It causes the skin to grow more, and then if you touch it, bump it, or cut it, it says, oh, we've got to heal that, and it grows even more and more and more and more and more. It's getting nice out. I need to reset my brain. Going to try limiting my YouTube this summer as much as I can. Yeah, brother, stop on by. Get yourself some real life. Absolutely. Absolutely, brother. Rook Arian.
打这种生长因子。
Yeah, so many doctors refuse to even treat these cases. They don't want to touch it because it's that unpredictable and it's that risky, not just for the patient, but for the doctor as well. So most people, they just end up stuck with it, and they're just living with faces that are just constantly changing, growing, and deforming. And even some people end up with these super sharp...
They didn't even do that. They got the injections a year ago just as a little bit of filler. But then a year later, it just starts inflating because they're putting growth factor in their faces and chins, which is part of the face. I have a body part like that. Sorry again. Yeah, super insecure. Party time, excellent.
Unnatural noses and even chins that just keep extending over time. I mean, that chin really looks like it could slice a fruit in half. I mean, just take a look at this woman here named Miss Liang from Wuhan. She wasn't even someone who was chasing extreme beauty standards. She said she was fine with how she looked, but she just one day thought, why not just improve it a little bit? That's it, just one appointment and her life changed. After getting the injection, her face didn't just swell up a little bit. It blew up, like literally inflated. She described it like her face was turning into a balloon, and she said that she became scared even of her own reflection. She had growth factors.
Yeah, she looks nothing like she looked before. She's completely wackadoodled everything out.
So it spread everywhere, and at the time, she did try to fix it, using surgery multiple times, and each time, the growth came back. It kept regenerating constantly after each and every repair, and doctors could only slow down the process. And this just gets really sad, honestly.
Everyone said I looked pretty. I was tricked by friends. The first time I got it, I looked pretty. I got addicted. The second time I got it, less than a month, my face became red, swollen, and very numb.
Even to this day, she still posts on Douyin about her weekly repairs and warns people to avoid just even doing anything to your face. Now you might be wondering, how does something this sketchy blow up on a platform with millions of people? How are the clinics even getting away with this, even though it's an illegal procedure in China? Well, simple. Rebranding. Because nobody's walking into a clinic like, can I get these illegal growth factor injections that might permanently ruin my face? Instead, they just slap a new label on it and they call it like youth serums, growth peptides, or like face activation. I mean, these clinics know that growth factor injections are illegal for cosmetic use. So they just sell the same thing under a different name. Instead of growth factor injection, it's baby face packages. Because everybody and their mother is obsessed with the baby face aesthetic. They'll post these aesthetic clinic visits where there's like soft lighting and then just some girl laying down getting injected, and the caption is always like, finally achieving my dream baby face. But there's one renowned influencer who massively blew up this year, and she got what I would say is the worst possible outcome from all of this. We're talking about a Douyin influencer known as Peach Blossom Baby. She basically became the living embodiment of what happens when you just go overboard with chasing perfection. She started young at 17, and before that, she's always had this intense awareness of how she looked and her appearance. She was tall, like around 1.8 meters in middle school, which really made her stand out. And she hated being tall. She constantly felt watched and judged, which made her just obsess over her appearance, to the point where school didn't even really matter anymore. And you know what she did? She lied to her parents. She told them she needed 200,000 RMB, which is around $30,000, to start a business with a friend. She said if it worked, she'd double it, triple it, and her parents believed her. They gave her all their savings, like all of it. And what did she first do? She went straight to get plastic surgery. I mean, if I ever thought of doing something like that as a kid, I would just be instantly banished to the Shaolin temples to train as a monk for the rest of my life. Now, that was just the beginning, because over the next 8 years, she got procedures. Like procedures. Over 1,000 procedures.
Which is good, but they're doing it for vanity, wrong reason. Right? And a lot of people want to do it quick, so they're doing steroids, and they're doing growth factor, human growth hormone, HGH, and stuff like that, too. It's a rough life, brother, especially when people go to the gyms and they see people that are so much more enhanced. So that they're like, hey, man.
400 injections, and 200 of which were growth factor injections just for her forehead. And the goal? Become an internet celebrity, escape the 9-to-5 normal normie jobs. Jobs aren't for people who've had plastic surgery. So she created her persona, Peach Blossom Baby. Now this is where everything collapses because all of those growth factor injections, they didn't just sit there nicely. Her forehead started swelling, and not like, oh, just a little bump. It started protruding outward like a hammerhead shark. But luckily, it deflated, okay? It calmed down, it deflated, and it left a massive dent. Her entire face became swollen, unstable, and she noticed that when she pressed on her forehead, it would literally sink in. Like, it wasn't hard anymore. It didn't just stop there, because her facial nerves compressed so badly that she now has permanent, uncontrollable twitching. And you can see in all her videos, it has a mind of its own. Her face also became misaligned, and she even lost a part of her sense of smell, and she genuinely fears that one day she might even go blind.
6月1号，我从长沙坐飞机来的泰国。我在2020年的时候，额头因为注射过多量的
Botox or buttocks? So now she got buttocks.
额头大面积的溃烂。
Hyaluronic acid poisoning. That's standard face filler, lip filler and stuff.
进行烂了。
The tissues in my forehead decayed.
后期进行开刀进行取出，住院了7天。给大家看一下之前的样子，我真的很后悔，真的很后悔。大家以我为戒。 千万不要再往脸上打一些什么玻尿酸、童颜针、胶原蛋白等一系列的填充物质。后期真的会很麻烦，很麻烦。你们知道，人体面积感染超过15%，真的就是无力回天了。华佗在世都治不好，我现在真的很担心，我头又晕，我而且还发烧，还恶心。
And it's not like she didn't try to fix it. She went to hundreds of surgeons all over China, begging for help.
That's terrible. It must be all the filters and digital enhancements they see on the computer. No, absolutely. And the problem is you get a lot of young girls that get started on the internet.
One of them
and they start using filters. And then when they finally become adults and they have 18 years old and they go out to see people in the world, they're usually people that they have met on the internet, and so they've essentially lied to people saying this is what I actually look like. So then as soon as they can, they want to get the plastic surgeries to look like the filters look. And it's a brilliant marketing move. It's brilliant, but it's freaking evil. What up, Space Cow?
Because the damage was just way too severe. It was too risky, too complex, so she's just now stuck with the face for the rest of her life. Now, despite everything, she didn't just disappear from social media. She actually leaned into it even more. Today, she continues posting as an influencer, like talking about her condition, showing the effects, and just vlogging her daily life. And in many of her videos, she does warn people about plastic surgery and even uses herself as an example. Except she says that she'd still rather die than stop. So, Peach, once again, we're giving mixed signals. Of course, netizens were shocked. Her entire story and her face went viral, and she even became like the prime example of the bubble face look. Many netizens even crowned her as a pioneer for paving the wave of that bubble face effect. So after hearing all the dangers about these growth factor injections, you'd probably think it just gets shut down immediately, right? Like illegal injections, people getting completely disfigured. Surely the government stepped in and ended it, right? And yeah, they actually did. The Chinese National Medical Products Administration straight up just said growth factor injections for cosmetic use are completely banned. And on top of that, national media also started exposing these clinics, and doctors came out publicly warning people, and there was like a huge push to stop this trend from spreading. Nice. I wish it was that easy. Even after the ban, these procedures are still happening, but they're just happening underground. And it's not really underground. They're literally just hiding in plain sight. These clinics don't just disappear. They adapt, they rename everything, and they tweak the marketing just enough so it doesn't sound illegal anymore. They have access to growth factor for general use, which means they have access to growth factor injections for illegal use. And people, without doing their research, still fall for it. I mean, you guys, if they can't show proper certification, licensing, or actual medical documentation, you just gotta dip. Remember, a lot of these influencers who are promoting it, they're getting paid.
Right.
And whatever happens to you is not their responsibility. No. You know what? I'll tell you what, guys. If you ever think of getting something done to your face, just don't do it.
Right, don't do it.
Unless you're looking like me.
And look how severe those filters are. It changes your bone structure. And then people say, this is what I want to look like, and I want to look like it forever. Reminds me of the oxpecker enlarging cream. Good stuff. That's good stuff, I heard. Makes you look pretty. All right, let's see what Space Cal's got here. This freaking guy.
Hey, you're gonna lose your balls.
Don't drop your balls.
What?
Hey, you got some balls on your roof.
What'd you say?
Don't lose your balls.
Brilliant, I say. Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, where are we at? Boom, boom. Don't lose your balls. Dang, dude. The warning alert system guy spelled warning WORNING. Warning. It's WA. All right, boom. Oh, man, it's so crazy. Poor people getting that stuff done. Japan's worst surgeon. Oh, that's cool. I'm not going to show you what it is. Hope Catcher didn't lose your balls, Cal. Space Cal. Space Cal's balls. Okay. Oh, that sucked so bad. Something horrible. That looks horrible. Alright, we're going to do one more thing about China. Sorry.
Imagine this.
We'll do
It's
China
a very
today.
Chinese time of your life, and you decide to head on over to the Chinese supermarket. But for some reason, it looks less like a place to buy groceries and more of a retirement home. I'm talking uncles and aunties fully set up between the soy sauce and the instant noodles. Kids doing homework on the floors, shirtless grandpa locked in on their final move of mahjong, and even somebody napping next to the drinks with their bare foot on the freezer. At first glance, you're thinking, nah, this gotta be staged, social experiment, propaganda? This is just a regular summer in China. People are essentially camping in the supermarkets for the free air conditioning because the heat outside is straight up scorching. Turning on the AC? What a waste. People were so desperate that in Chongqing, residents were filmed sitting in riverbeds and hiding in caves just to cool off. Actual caveman solutions. You know, it got so hot that you went back to prehistoric survival tactics. To make things worse, power grids were getting overloaded. Some areas rationed electricity. That means even if you had air conditioning at home, it didn't mean you could use it freely. At that point, you're scared too because the bill might jump or the electricity might just cut. So when you got 40 degrees outside, unreliable electricity, expensive AC, you remember that your local supermarket
Growth factor in your face.
exists. In Suining, a city in Sichuan, China, a supermarket owner uploaded a video looking like they discounted every item in the store. The entrance of his store is absolutely packed, not with shoppers, but with hundreds of elderly people, not browsing or buying, just existing. You know, it's giving community center. Some are sitting on stools they brought from home, some are squatting, some are fully posted on the floor, and the
they're in the
crowd even
beer
spilled
aisle.
into the lobby and the aisles. People chatted, played games, laughed, argued, and yes, some even complained that the air conditioning wasn't cold enough. The most cursed part, some seniors didn't even bring chairs, so they took their shoes off and sat on them. Bare feet on the floor, in a supermarket in 40-degree heat. Customers actually trying to buy groceries had to squeeze past this human wall, dealing with the sweaty foot smell, cigarette smoke, and the hot, humid air. The store owner said that there were 300 to 400 people per day at peak. Staff even noticed patterns. Invasion time was 2 p.m. Mornings were quieter. Afternoons, rev up those fryers, and they'd show up every evening after 7 p.m. for a whole month. Imagine walking in to buy eggs and you get greeted with a mahjong tournament where frozen beef slices are the prize.
I'm just stealing it out of there. That's what our downtown mall looked like. So they recently smashed it down? They destroyed it? People can't be enjoying the air conditioning. We got to get rid of it.
No, at least they're demo testing the fans. They're ensuring it works properly.
Jeez.
You know, this might not even be cold enough. He could scooch over a bit and just climb
he could
straight
fit right
into
in
the
there.
freezer. I cannot see a single sight of a shoe or a sock.
现在都是40几度，然后
Reminds me just of
没有空
home.
调嘛，你就让他们进来，给他们纸板，让他们坐在那里，大家都不容易嘛。
And here's where it gets awkward because you can't just kick them out. I mean, you can, so the owner wanted them gone. But also, how do you yell at 400 elderly people
Right.
just trying not to get a heat stroke? That's where your morals get the best of you. He told the reporters the crowds blocked entrances, made the store dirty, and scared away the actual paying customers. Small supermarkets already operate at barely profitable margins. I mean, they are contributing to the supermarket loyalty programs, just not with purchases. Now,
Right.
culturally, chasing away elderly people, especially during a heat wave, makes you the villain.
Right,
So the
absolutely.
owner just endured it. Another
Definitely
store
the
manager
villain.
even
if you're kicking at the senior citizens out of your store because they don't have air conditioning and it's hot out, yeah.
captioned
wouldn't
this
be a good
video
look.
with, "Be my customer, I'll spoil you," basically welcoming them. Other cities weren't spared either. Some people were filmed lying on the bottom shelves after the products, literally using retail infrastructure as cooling furniture. And well, if you can't beat them, join them. Since it's become the meta, even college students entered
What's
the
up,
chat.
DNA?
At Yantai Nanshan College in
DNA.
Shandong, a student named John posted a
definitely
video
matters.
about his dorm not having air conditioning. So
Up
he
and buy
went to
you
a
one.
nearby supermarket
Yeah,
to
you go in saying, "Oh, we can get a grandma and grandpa half off. Buy one get one
Guess
free."
what? Everyone else had the same idea. By the time he arrived, dozens of students were already there, sitting on the floor between shelves, textbooks out, phones charging, basically turning the supermarket into a bootleg study hall. The aisles were so packed that the shoppers could barely move. Nessens joked that the supermarket had become the university's unofficial library. Online reactions were exactly what you'd expect.
That's
Their
so
argument was
crazy.
simple. Supermarkets are business.
Shops went from retailers of goods to government service office. Yeah, where can we go to distribute the wealth?
Businesses, not public parks. Basically, shopping was unbearable when every aisle looked like an outdoor street market. But supporters clapped back. They argued that supermarkets already use AC anyways, so people sitting there doesn't really add much cost. A lot of netizens said that if the supermarket was smart, they could just turn the lobby into a tea room and charge a small fee. Now, once supermarkets
Right,
started getting
yeah,
full in
could've done it.
capacity, people realized all air conditioning is free if I'm bold enough. Every cooled indoor space becomes an option. Shopping malls occupied, subway stations claimed,
Wow.
fast food
That's
open
tens of
24/7.
thousands
Not
of
ordering,
families.
not
that
even
don't have air
pretending to order, just sitting
in
there
China,
for hours.
where
At
the
this
air conditioners are made, like the millions of just window units that are sold or built in China and sold to America, not let alone Canada and Japan and freaking there, Germany, Switzerland, Denmark. So they should have plenty. I guess the problem is their load shedding. They don't have enough power. So they're
point, you're just
shutting the power off
freeloading
to
air.
different
Chatting,
areas.
playing cards, you know. Some even just lie on the benches. Eventually, local officials had to gently convince the seniors to leave so that the restaurant could actually function again. What's the next checkpoint? Let's just go straight into caves while wearing a winter jacket and eating hot pot. Outside, 42 degrees. Inside, 16 degrees. I mean, that's one way around natural weather cycles, I guess. Or you could just get the best of both worlds and go to a water park. Except the water's not cold enough, so you buy a pack of ice to dump into the public pool. And of course, you can't forget the floating mahjong tables. Absolute innovation, adapting to every scenario possible. If you thought camping in frozen food aisles was wild, walk into an IKEA in China and it looks like people live there. Fully horizontal, shoes off, under the blanket, entire 5-hour nap. People climb into display beds, doom scroll on sofas, enjoy the air conditioning, and share beds with strangers while snoring. The kids play in the children's area, some do their homework on the showroom desks, and when tired, they just lie down on the beds. The parents just bribe them with the cheap IKEA ice cream. Why go to a theme park when you have furniture? It's like everybody has their own section.
That's freaking crazy, boy.
There's no way it's sanitary when people are reusing these
That's exactly
mattresses
what I
and
was
blankets.
thinking. Imagine the 95 other buttholes that have been in that bed and people freaking drooling on the pillows. They didn't bring pillows, does it look like?
every single day, right? This is what's called adapting to your environment. And then some areas become a matchmaking dating venue, a place you could possibly find your future wife. The uncles and
you
aunties
show up and you be like, hey, I got air conditioning.
dress up twice a week,
Yeah.
chatting over free air and coffee. There was even a chair swinging fight between 3 elderly women over 1 man. This place might be a good contender to local parks, as long as you're into aunties over the age of 60. And here's the kicker, nobody is bothered. Napping in public is normal. On benches, in offices, on subway seats, sleep is not embarrassing. It's efficient. You'd think IKEA would crack them down immediately. They tried drafting rules banning impolite behavior like sleeping on the displays and taking your shoes off, but it never fully happened. Why? Because enforcing it would be impossible, and more importantly, it would alienate the
What up,
customer.
Cheryl?
When IKEA opened its Zhengzhou store, within 1 hour, it attracted 80,000 visitors. Many weren't there to shop. They were just stopping by for a quick nap. The head of IKEA China literally told the reporters that they welcomed these people. They welcomed customers sleeping in the store. At that point, IKEA just stopped fighting and just leaned in. You know why? Because maybe, just
They'll
maybe,
buy something.
today's napper is tomorrow's sofa buyer.
Right.
Yeah, so the line between public space and private comfort in China is basically gone. People collectively decided if it's air conditioned, it's home. And honestly, when heat
Nice.
waves keep getting worse, it's inevitable. When it's 45 degrees outside, nobody cares about etiquette. They care about not passing out. So yeah, don't be surprised if your local mall looks like a summer camp. Or you know what's even better? Buying a sofa from IKEA and then bringing it to the supermarket. That way you get the best of both worlds.
Right.
See, even I'm starting to learn from them. All right, well, I'm starving, so I'm gonna go to the grocery store to get some Chinese food. Or, sorry, I meant food. That's just a glimpse of how Chinese my mind has become.
There you go. Oh, jeez, these people are crazy, dude. These freaking. I can't stop. How's everybody doing? How's you guys, ladies and gentlemen, doing? Lady and gentleman. Okay. Let's see. Last time I slept in an IKEA, I spent the night in jail. There you go, freaking ND. Spending nights in IKEA. Last time. This turned me racist. What's going on, Monk? It's rough living. Rough living. Okay, where did we go? Just kidding. Okay. It's 9 o'clock. Alright, let's find a different country to look at. Let's see. Let's see what we can find. Damn, if you type in crazy Brazil, they just have people driving crazy. All 27 Brazilian state stereotypes explained. Biggest skateboard ramp ever. Crazy Brazil. Oh, I guess that's a freaking manga. Only in Brazil. 5 motorcycle chases, you think. Smosh. Wow, I ain't seen that in years. Well, 13 years ago. Wow. Brazilian funk. Yeah, that's that guy. Now it's all freaking damn wackadoo. K-pop in Brazil. Warzone from Brazil. Alright, let's try this again. We're gonna see the hijabobs. Alright, we'll watch this.
Salve, salve, Baixada! Maior preocupação é a mochila, velho.
Hey, long time no see. How you been, Wafa? Jeez. Good. Been good, man. Been good. He says, "What's traffic?" There's a lot of trucks. Is that you, Monk?
Não façam isso nunca, hein, molecada. Essa é a coisa
Pra
mais
waffle?
arriscada que existe na vida, mano.
Jeez. This dude's riding on those lines. There, yeah, exactly. Trying to speed around life.
Cada DR vem na bota, velho.
As long as it's not copyrighted, yeah. They do it often here. They turn to the ground beef. Yeah, I can imagine that would be bad. He's like, don't be such a wuss. Jeez. Hey, Loretta. It's called Beretta. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Oh, that mural. It's Mexican. Rich, how much? I have lots of camping experience. I used to go camping all the time. We had a place that my family, extended family and family owned a house on a creek, and we would go camping all out and through. I've camped all over the place. I used to enjoy it. Is that a mural you made? Shallow water, no diving allowed. Nice. That's nice, freaking Loretta. All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, it's the same one again. Okay. I'm about to go live on a campsite. Go live on a campsite because it's cheap. Is there like any golden piece of advice you would know and don't get? I mean, yeah, like so. A lot of you can find the KOA ones, which are like $7 to get in, and some you shouldn't have a problem. You're gonna find a lot of people just like you. Absolutely. When you show up, you're gonna be like, wow, I'm home. And you're gonna find a lot of people. Bring anything you have to trade, any skill you have. Bring a knife, carve something, do something interesting. Bring something besides surfing on the internet, something to draw on, something to paint on, something like that. A set of dice, a pack of cards, something like that to trade your time with, and you're going to find a lot of other people just like you there. Yeah, you're going to find it probably much different than you're thinking. And there's lots of places that have showers and bathrooms and stuff like that available. If you go to campsites that have RV park areas, and a lot of them do, they'll have water set up and bathrooms and whatnot, showers. So yeah. Alumina primitive. I don't know what it is. There's hundreds of songs named Beretta. Like this one? I can't play it. I can't play it because it's copyrighted, Waffle brother. It goes all the way around the room. Oh, it goes all the way around the room. Let's go back. Yeah. You didn't make a video? If you had to be a vegetable and that vegetable had to be a fruit, what country would you rather be at war with? Shoelaces, definitely. I'm going to bring a deck of cards and use gravel as chips. Yeah, that's fine. And you're going to find a lot of people there. Yeah, I can't play. It's copyrighted, Wafa. It's copyrighted. I have an old Beretta 25 my dad gave to me. Wow, the one that you flip the top up to put one round in and it's got a small clip. We're not talking about PB. He's talking about a song. Yeah, it's copyrighted, Wafa. I can't play it. No problem. All right, let's find something more interesting than this guy trying to kill himself on a motorcycle. Are not a continent. Yet. Stop being so short-sighted, Andy. All right, let's see. Moments before disaster. No, it's copyrighted. It's copyrighted, brother. It's copyrighted. You can't listen to any of that stuff. I can't listen to any of that. It's all copyrighted. Top does not do that cute little thing. Fits in the palm of my hand. Oh, it does not? Okay. Yeah. Is that an Asian joke? It's still a copyrighted song. If you didn't write it, I can't, and I didn't write it, we can't play it. If it's something that somebody has recorded professionally, we can't play it now. What up, Kurtz? Okay, let's see what we're doing here. Oh, you know what I forgot too? Dang it. Oh, I forgot to take my dang B12. All right, let's see. When idiots get sent to jail. Okay, here we go.
You are hiking with your family through a California park. You find some mushrooms growing under an oak tree.
Don't eat
They
mushrooms.
look exactly like the mushrooms your grandmother used to cook. So you bring them home, you clean them, you cook them the way you always cooked them. 48 hours later, you feel fine. Your body's lying to you. The mushroom you ate is the deadliest organism on the dinner table, and right now it's recycling itself through your liver in a loop that will not stop until there is nothing
75.
left. Welcome to Diagnosis.
She drank fresh lime juice at a restaurant in India. Clean glass, cold ice, cloth napkins on the table. Her parents sat across from her and ordered the same thing. The juice was safe, the limes were safe, the glass was clean, the ice was not. 29 days later, her skin turned yellow, her eyes turned yellow.
Oops.
She stopped eating, she stopped getting out of bed. Her parents had tried to vaccinate her before the trip. 5 calls in 10 days, 2 clinics, 1 pharmacy, 1 locked door on a Saturday morning. They did everything parents are supposed to do. The system did nothing back. She was 7 years old. This is Diagnosis Glitch.
Yeah, it's the only right choice. I agree. All right, let's see.
Caleb and Maren Fielding live in Glen Ellen, Illinois, suburb west of Chicago. Caleb is a project manager at a logistics firm.
What would you have?
Maren is a pharmacist at a Walgreens 10 minutes from their house.
Can you bring my YouTube channel called Luma Blocks by?
Their daughter Ren was born at Northwestern Medicine in Chicago. She is 7. She draws elephants on everything.
Not right now.
Notebooks, napkins, the margins of her spelling tests. She told her 2nd grade class she was going to India to see real ones. The trip was Caleb's idea. His company had a client in Bangalore. He pitched extending it into a 2-week family vacation. Bangalore first, then south to Karelia. Backwater boats, temples, beaches. Maren said yes before he finished the sentence. They had never traveled outside North America. A month before the flight, they went to a travel medicine clinic in Naperville. Both received a hepatitis A vaccine and a typhoid vaccine. The nurse went through the precautions.
Oh, she got
Bottled
hepatitis.
water only, sealed cap every time.
This is
Avoid raw
India.
foods. Eat at restaurants, not street stalls. Then she asked, any children traveling with you?
Or a Bing
Our daughter,
website.
she is 7.
Bangalore
She needs
versus
hepatitis A
Bangkok.
as well.
What are you
It's
gonna
on the
say?
routine childhood schedule,
Tell me
so
the
she may
right answer.
already have it. Check with her pediatrician. If anything is missing, get it before you fly. Marin asked if the travel clinic could administer it. The nurse said yes, but Ren would need a separate pediatric intake appointment. Marin said she would handle it through the pediatrician. Faster, 1 visit instead of 2. She called the pediatrician's office from the parking lot. Not the next day, not after her shift, from the parking lot before she started the car. The receptionist pulled Ren's chart. Silence on the line. Then, I'm not seeing hepatitis A on her immunization record. It looks like it was never given. That cannot be right. She has had everything. She has her MMR, her flu shot every year, but hepatitis A shows no record. It may be a transfer issue. When Ren was 2, the Fieldings moved from Naperville to Glen Ellen. New suburb, new insurance, new pediatrician. The old office transferred records. The transfer was incomplete. Hepatitis A is not required for school entry in Illinois. There was no gate, no flag, no system that caught it. 2 doses never given. But Marin did not accept a blank line on the chart. She scheduled the appointment. Thursday, 8 days before the flight, Marin left work early, pulled Ren out of school, drove to the pediatrician, signed in, waited. The nurse came out after 20 minutes. Mrs. Fielding, I'm sorry. We're out of the pediatric hepatitis A vaccine. Our supplier has it on back order. When will it come in? Possibly Monday. We can call you. We fly Sunday. The nurse paused. I'm sorry. Marin called the DuPage County Health Department that evening.
DuPage.
Earliest pediatric vaccine appointment.
Life without
19
fried
days
shrimp
out.
sounds awful. I love fried shrimp. Yes, it's crazy. I love a
9
fried
days
shrimp.
after the
No,
flight.
it's crazy.
She tried her own Walgreens. She is a pharmacist. She administers vaccines every single day. But in Illinois, vaccinating a 7-year-old requires a physician's prescription. She called the pediatrician's office Friday morning and asked them to send the order to her pharmacy. The doctor will send it over today. By closing time, nothing had arrived. Marin called back. The office was closed for the weekend. Saturday morning, Caleb drove to the pediatrician's office himself, parked in front of a locked door, called the after-hours line, left a message. No one called back. They flew Sunday. 5 attempts, 10 days, pediatrician out of stock, county booked solid, pharmacy waiting on a prescription that was never signed, a doctor's office dark on a Saturday, 1 vaccine. That is all they needed. 1 needle in 1 small arm. The system could not deliver it. The week before the flight, Marin's mother called from Peoria. She calls before every trip. She's called before every trip since Marin left for college. Did Ren get her shots? Mom, we've been trying. The pediatrician ran out. I called everyone. We couldn't get it in time. What's missing? Hepatitis A. Her mother was quiet for a long time. She'll be fine, Mom. Bottled water, cooked...
I either have Indian or South African heritage. I have brown patches on my gums. Every dentist I've ever told me that. Really? That's interesting. Yeah. I've never heard... I've heard of white patches on the gums. Oh, yeah, sure. Extra melanin in the gums makes sense. I don't think I've ever seen it before. Let me see something.
Food.
Let's do this real quick. Yeah, melanin like this, melanin pigmentation. Freckle-like. They're like freckles, but on the gums. You're like, ew, don't show my teeth, everybody. There you go. It looks like a freckle right there. Okay, sorry.
Food. We're being as careful as we can. Remember that silence. Because sometimes what a grandmother does not say is louder than anything she could. And by the time anyone hears the answer, a 7-year-old will be in an ICU 8,000 miles from her grandmother's kitchen. The family landed in Bangalore on a Wednesday morning. Ren pressed her face to the taxi window and pointed at every autorickshaw. They were careful, more careful than the travel clinic even required. Maren bought bottled water on the first day, sealed cap every time. She opened every bottle herself. They ate at restaurants with visible kitchens, cooked food, served hot.
People actually get
nothing
them
raw.
bleached.
They followed every rule they were given.
Absolutely. I wouldn't.
After a week in Bangalore, they flew south to Kochi, Kerala. Backwater boats, spice markets. Ren saw her first elephant at a temple festival and did not stop talking about it for 3 days. Day 10, a restaurant in Kochi. Air conditioning, printed menus, tablecloths, a kitchen visible behind glass. The kind of place travel blogs call safe. The kind of place you trust with your child. Ren orders fresh lime juice. Nimbu Pani. It arrives in a tall glass with 3 ice cubes, cold and sweet. She drinks it through a straw. She asks for a second. Caleb and Maren order the same thing. Same glass, same ice. Caleb asks the waiter, "Is the water bottled?" "Yes, sir." He did not ask about the ice.
Yeah, the ice
In
wasn't
Glen Ellen,
bottled.
ice comes from the tap. The tap is clean, so the ice is clean. That is the assumption he carried 8,000 miles without knowing he was carrying it. Nobody asked about the ice. The juice was safe. Lime juice is acidic. But hepatitis A does not care about acid. The virus is stable at low pH, and freezing does not kill it. The CDC says this directly. Hepatitis A survives freezing. It can be transmitted through ice and frozen foods. The ice was made from municipal tap water, not boiled, not filtered. Somewhere upstream, fecal contamination had entered the supply. A food handler carrying the virus, shedding it 1 or 2 weeks before their own symptoms appear, looking perfectly healthy, touching every surface in that kitchen. The ice cube sitting in a glass of lime juice on a hot afternoon is not a safety measure, it's a delivery system. The Fieldings bought bottled water, they avoided street stalls, they chose a restaurant with tablecloths and air conditioning. None of it mattered. The ice was made from the same water they were trying to avoid. The family flew home. Ren showed her class the photos, the elephants, the boats, the colors. She drew the temple elephant in her journal and wrote underneath, "I want to go back." Hepatitis A has an incubation period of 15 to 50 days, average 28. For nearly a month, the virus replicated inside Ren's liver, billions of copies, hijacking her cells. Her immune system had not raised the alarm. She felt nothing. The cruel biology is this: the virus does not destroy the liver directly. When the immune system finally detects the invasion, it attacks not just the virus, but every cell harboring it. The body's defense turns on the organ it was trying to save. Day 28, Sunday evening. Ren pushes her plate away. "I'm not hungry." Monday, low fever, 100.4. Tuesday, 101.2, nauseous. Wednesday, vomiting. Home from school, she lies on the couch and does not draw. Thursday, 102.8. She will not eat.
102.8.
Maren gives her children's Tylenol. Standard dose, what every parent gives, what every bottle says to give.
I love elephants.
Maren is a pharmacist. She followed every fever protocol there is. She had no reason to suspect her daughter's liver was failing underneath a fever that looked like every other childhood illness she had ever seen. The disease hides inside the ordinary. That's how it works. Friday morning, day 32. Maren opens Ren's bedroom door, turns on the light. Her daughter's face is yellow. Not pale, not flushed. Yellow.
Jaundice.
A color that does not belong on a child. She checks the eyes. The whites are yellow, deep and unmistakable. She checks the bathroom. The urine is dark brown, the color of cola.
Kidneys.
Maren knows what jaundice means. She knows it means the liver. She does not call the pediatrician. She does not wait for the office to open. She drives to the emergency room. Liver enzymes come back at more than 15 times the upper limit of normal.
Nope, I agree.
Bilirubin is high and climbing.
Yeah.
Her blood is losing its ability to clot.
Right, liver.
The ER doctor asks, has she traveled internationally? India, 5 weeks ago. Hepatitis A IgM antibody test, positive. Is she vaccinated? Maren opens the patient portal on her phone, scrolls to immunizations. Hepatitis A, no record found. She stares at the screen. The pediatrician, out of stock. The county booked 3 weeks out. The prescription that was never signed. The locked door on Saturday morning, 5 calls, 10 days, and here is her daughter in an emergency room with a liver that is shutting down. The doctor asks what medications she's been given. Tylenol, children's Tylenol. For 4 days.
Oopsie.
Stop
What
immediately.
the hell is the kind of campsite you're talking about?
Acetaminophen is processed by the liver.
KOA, yeah. KOA.
In a child whose liver is already compromised,
it's
every dose...
Campsites of America, but with a K.
adds toxic loads to an organ with nothing left. Marin knows this. She has said these exact words across the pharmacy counter.
Back in the day, you could call and get, like, online, or you could go to one and you could get a subscription to every KOA for like $30 or something. I mean, this was years ago. This was 20 years ago, easy. And then you could just go from KOA to KOA. Like if you wanted to travel across the country, like in a Winnebago, that's what you would do. When you'd go from KOA to KOA to KOA to KOA. No problem, Tommy, brother. No problem. I think I'm trying to do a jobs on work camper. Yeah, why not? Absolutely. Yeah, why not? Yeah, listen, if you got any mechanics skills, auto mechanic skills, especially diesel, dude, like you can live at those places and fix the people that want oil changes and stuff. They'll pay you freaking $200 to do an oil change, you know, on like RVs and stuff as they come through. My whole retirement plan, but now the world's definitely crazy.
Hundreds of times. Do not take acetaminophen if your liver is compromised. Nope. She gave 4 days of it to her own daughter because nobody knew the liver was the thing that was failing. Nobody knew. That's the point. If you're exposed to hepatitis A and you are unvaccinated, you can receive the vaccine within 14 days of exposure. In most cases, this prevents the disease entirely. The window was open when the family landed at O'Hare. It was open while they unpacked, open while Ren drew the temple elephant in her journal. It closed silently 2 weeks before the first symptom appeared. The prevention existed, the information did not. Day 2 in the hospital, Ren becomes confused, asks her mother the same question twice, then 3 times, falls asleep mid-sentence. Hepatic encephalopathy. The toxins her liver can no longer filter are crossing into her brain. The waste that should have been cleared is poisoning the organ that makes her laugh and draw elephants and ask for a second glass of lime juice. Fulminant hepatic failure. Rare in hepatitis A. In children, extremely rare. Fewer than 1 in 100 in symptomatic cases. But when it happens, mortality reaches 80% without transplant. Statistics do not comfort the family sitting on the wrong side of them. The transplant team is contacted. Caleb is in the hallway outside the ICU. He's not spoken since the word transplant. On his phone is a photo from 3 weeks ago. Ren sitting on an elephant in Kerala, laughing. He built every piece of this trip. The flights, the hotels, the restaurant with the tablecloths. He calls his brother that night and says one sentence. I planned this. His brother tells him that is not what happened. Caleb does not call him again for 2 weeks. Marin calls her mother in Peoria. Mom, Ren is in the hospital. She tells her everything, the juice, the ice, the vaccine they fought to get and could not. Her mother does not say, I knew something was wrong. She does not say, I should have done more. She says, she is tough. She will fight this. Day 3, liver enzymes stop rising. They plateau. Day 4, they begin to fall. Day 6, Ren wakes up fully alert. She sees her mother. She asks for a colored pencil. She draws an elephant, a wobbly one, smaller than the ones she usually draws, but an elephant. Day 9, discharged. Her liver will need monitoring for months. Blood draws every 3 weeks. But hepatitis A does not become chronic. Unlike hepatitis B or C, it does not linger. Her liver will fully recover. She will carry antibodies for life. She did not need a transplant. The doctors used the word lucky. Marin heard it and thought about 3 ice cubes in a tall glass in a restaurant with cloth napkins and a vaccine sitting on back order in a suburb of Chicago while her family boarded a plane. Lucky. 4 weeks before the trip, a nurse at a travel clinic put a needle in each of their arms, 1 dose of hepatitis A vaccine. Within 1 month, that single dose provides 94 to 100% protection. Caleb and Marin drank the same juice, same glass, same ice. Their immune systems recognized the virus, neutralized it, and cleared it. They never felt a thing. Their daughter had no vaccine, no antibodies, no shield of any kind. Same restaurant, same table, same ice. The parents were vaccinated.
Damn.
Their daughter was not. Ren is 8 now. She does not remember much of the hospital. She remembers the juice was cold and sweet. She remembers the elephant at the temple more. She still draws them. She draws them better now. Marin went back to Walgreens. She now asks every customer picking up a travel prescription the same question. Have your children been vaccinated for hepatitis A? Both doses? She does not ask it casually. She asks it the way someone asks who has seen what the answer costs. And when the customer says they're not sure, Marin does not tell them to check with their pediatrician. She pulls up their records herself, right there at the counter. Caleb has not booked another international trip. Every time the family travels now, Marin's mother calls the night before. Same question. All 3? Marin does not wave it off. She pulls up the records, every vaccine, every dose, every line. Yes, Mom, all 3. I checked. I will always check. Here's what I need you to understand. Hepatitis A is one of the most preventable serious infections in the world.
It's freaking wackadoo, man. All right, what we got here? Hold on. Discord. Prophetess. Uh-oh. What do we got here? We got a freaking... What do we got? Oh, hold on. Discord audio. There we go. Space Cal's train set up. Southern Pacific. I don't see any Chessie. I don't see any Chessie system. Oh, it's muted. Dang it. There we go. You hear the rumble of the tracks, freaking ND? That's what a real man does. Trains. Nice train. Space Cowboy can say when girls ask him what he does, he says, I run trains. I run trains. Oh, boy. Oh, man. I'm funny. Didn't we already watch the balls one? ND, is this what you just said? Oh, no, it wasn't ND. Sorry. That was freaking Space Cow. Oh, isn't that cute? A real trainee.
In the night where the stars twinkle bright, there's a cow on a journey taking flight. With a grin and a moo, he's flying away through the Milky Way.
Space Cow.
Where the comets play.
Where the comets play.
Floating by planets, he's feeling
Brother, he's going crazy, B2B.
A cosmic adventure for all to see.
He's going crazy. Where the comets play. Where the comets. Where the comets play. Get that thing out of my face. Bam. Get that train out of my face. What have you been doing, Space Cow? I've been training. Because running out and store. Yeah, brother. I think he needs a nap. Yeah, he needs a nap. That's for sure. He definitely needs a nap. I'm thinking he's probably a couple of days in. Easy. Easy. Where the comets play. Where the to the gills. All right, let's see what we doing here. Oh boy. Where am I missing? What is that? Hey, that's me. That's me. All right, let's see. If you laugh, you go to hell. Oh, no. All right. This Alwani, I keep getting all of his videos showing up. I don't know why people do this stuff. All right, we're going to do one more. I'm working on another AI song about chicken curry. It's going to be called Chicken Tender Lovin'. Sleep is more important than any vitamin or mineral parasite cleansers. I agree, because your body can fix itself if your body has what it needs to do so. That's why most people that have sleep dysfunction have deficiencies. What up, the core, brother?
Come on, I want to see your beautiful smile. Nobody likes being sad and chopped, so wipe that frown off your face. You see, smiling evokes a sense of happiness and joy, and you look more friendly too, so why don't we start smiling forever, permanently?
Yes, tell me and
yeah, that's
BBB's
where we
friend
are
that.
today with the influencer face aesthetic, a perfect addition to make things even more unsettling than
Oh, that's so creepy. They're getting permanent smiles stitched in. Take a guess on how long it's been since that train saw light. A month. What was the tabernacle? What was the tabernacle? You talking about where I used to hang out, or are you talking about the biblically? You got a hangover?
already was. We're talking about one of the
13
most
months.
unhinged beauty aesthetics floating around in
Right,
China right now,
I would
called
do.
the smiling lips or the M-shaped lips look.
jeez.
So you might be stuck looking happy forever while your life is falling apart. Sounds relatable, doesn't it? Now, in a lot of Asian beauty standards, there's this preference for lips that look both cute and a little bit spicy. They want that clean Cupid's bow shape, the slightly thicker lips, and corners of your lips to tilt up just enough to get
naturally, our bottom lip is smaller than our top lip. But a lot of times when people get lip injections, they want the top lip bigger than the bottom lip, which makes it look unnatural. My old stomping grounds, yeah, that was a good old place to hang out, the Tabernacle. 3 can of Godfather beer. Ugh, jeez, dude.
Sweet and harmless kind of vibe. Or the idea of kissable lips. On Chinese social media across Douyin and Kuaishou, these M-shaped lips have become super viral. But one thing people started hyperfixating on was the philtrum, which is the
philtrum. What's crazy is when Asian girls do that already look good. Dude, yeah, this is like the 3rd video we watched tonight about this, and they look beautiful. And then they go and they wreck themselves. The Godfather beer was a bad idea. Yeah.
the space between your nose and your upper lip. So this part right here. And apparently, if it's too long, it makes your face look older and not appealing. You essentially look like a more serious person, according to most Chinese influencers.
Good, yeah.
So
I'll take that
is
advice.
worse than death. They'll post before and after pics like, guys, I didn't even realize what was wrong with my face until I realized my philtrum was ruining my life. And now suddenly everyone's
I
staring
love how you just lean into the banter. You're going to do so well on social media. Yeah, I hope so, brother. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to keep on going. I appreciate it.
at their face in the mirror like, wait, is mine too long? Basically, you're trying to always look like you're approachable and charming, even though you're probably depressed.
Look at his
This is essentially
lips.
how you
look
want
at her
to
lips. See how her top lip is like bigger than her bottom lip.
level up your lip.
Okay, naturally your top lip is smaller than your bottom lip.
Or so that you can attract others romantically, without side effects.
Okay, see his lips. His bottom lip is much bigger than his top lip.
Clearly, right?
Now
this was for sure not the resting face solution that I was trying to find. Now, the thing about this M-shaped lip aesthetic is that it's much more riskier than most procedures because you can't just copy someone else's lips with a reference photo. Everyone's face proportions are different, but people still go to clinics like, yeah, give me this exact one. And then they are surprised that it looks completely different from what they wanted. And depending on your face, or depending on how closely you resemble the Doyen face aesthetic, there are mainly two procedures. Number one is philtrum shortening, and this is where they shorten the distance between your nose and your upper lip, because apparently this gap is ruining lives. Doctors will remove around 4 to 9 millimeters of skin right below your nose, and they'll just stitch it back up together so that your upper lip is higher. And boom, your lips look more defined and you're now more youthful. People with long philtrums don't look young. Their smile isn't sweet. Sometimes they even look like monkeys. Now let's talk about the second procedure that makes this an all-in-one combo, the permanent smile lift. So a lot of people have what's called a downturned mouth. Basically, their resting face looks either tired or a bit sad, or, like a neutral face, a regular face. But instead of having a plain normie face, many celebrities will remove a small triangular piece of skin from the corners of their mouths. Then they reposition the muscles that lift your mouth corners up and weaken the ones that pull them down. Some even go as far as cutting all your muscles out so that the mouth stays lifted. And now your face is basically smiling forever.
今天是术后的第3天，嘴巴还是有一点点肿。
Just a little bit. You could be going through the worst day of your life, like talking to a girl that says she wants to be with you, but then says she's not ready for a relationship.
Listen, a lot of these people, a lot of these influencers will take out loans. They'll use their school loans and stuff, and they'll be like, or they'll ask their parents for school loans, and they'll be like, forget school, and they'll go get surgery thinking that that's all they need to do. People that have no personality, but think that just if they're super pretty with these wackadoodle cosmetic surgeries, that will make them famous enough, and then they won't need it and they'll be able to pay the money back. And it rarely works out for them, because it worked out for one girl and one guy one time,
but loves the attention that you give them, and then you end up spending half your bank account on them just for you to realize that they said the same thing to another guy, but you'll still be smiling. And if we take a look at this influencer right here, they got the M-shaped lips, but it messed up the first time, so she kept having to redo it multiple times. So many layers were gone at the very end just to fix the first time it messed up.
我因为做了 M 唇，然后修复了3、4回才到我现在的嘴唇。当时跟主刀的大白就说我要非常非常 M， 下嘴唇也要非常非常 M 的形状。做完当时就是这个样子，是一个非常非常 M 的一个形状。我当时还是非常非常满意的。做完之后没多久，问题就开始慢慢的来了。我原先就不高的唇峰变得越来越低，人中也看起来更长。于是后面就想办法去补救，开始打波波。结果去的组织太多，导致波波太软，完全撑不起中间的疤痕，反而往两边扩散，形状感觉更加对吧？更难看。后来
when you stare into your phone 12 hours a day looking at yourself, I mean, I guess you can pick yourself to shit. And the thing is, a lot of people don't realize that the front-facing camera has a different lens angle than the back-facing. So when you look at yourself in the camera, in the screen from the front-facing camera, it bends your face out a different way or bends it in a different way. And then when you look into the mirror, you see something different. So when you grow up thinking you look like what you look like on the screen, and then you look into the mirror, where do you think all this dysphoria is coming from? It's freaking lens aberrations and lens errors. Freaking, what up, cat? At 3 a.m. Yeah. You can try the knife once, the second time's a disaster. Sounds like I picked the bad time to enter the chat. You got yours covered? So many celebrities. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. The people that work around these celebrities want to get rich off of them. So if you can convince a celebrity to get one plastic surgery on their face, you're then getting millions of dollars from them, because over the next 20 years, all of their money is going to go into keeping up appearances and surgery. Voila.
忍无可忍了，把唇峰切掉。切掉了上唇珠之后，上嘴唇
I
确实
had
看
no
起来
choice but to chop off my upper lip.
对来讲没那么奇怪了，但是还是很丑，笑起来基本上没有嘴唇，上唇又继续打波波。
And this ear thing, you see how our ears, they do that on their ears. They want their ears to look more fairy-like. So they have their ears pushed out and shaped. They often want the points at the top to look like elves.
做了个人中三件套。
And then the thing is, they're not worried about the scars because they're gonna pile on makeup over top of it. They're gonna put concealer and everything over their surgery scars. They want to look good with the full face of makeup, not trying to like carve off some aging so that they look good without it. Yeah, definitely a validation loop. Thousands. Who do you think's getting rich off of this internet stuff? It's the doctors and lawyers.
虽然现在嘴巴也回不到当初了，起码比之前正常了很多，所以我觉得 M 醇还是不要盲目的去追求。
So many doctors started warning people, saying that
Yeah,
you could
she
end up
said
with
do not
scars.
hop on trends like the M-lips. Right, you knew it was a trend, and then when M-lips aren't trendy, what are you gonna do? Go get another surgery? Because it's not like, oh, I just want this. I've always hated my nose. I'll get this surgery and I'll never have to worry about it again. No, you're chasing trends. I'm okay the way I am. I am not here in this world to please others. Yeah, that's right. Seek validation, that's right. Yeah, you're a good guy. Everything will be fine. You're a good girl. Everything will be fine. You just got to be a good person. But so many people are so shitty. When they look at themselves, they see their personalities in their face, and they want to cut that out. Do you recall the last time? January. I've got my soldering iron right next to me still, actually. Right. A trend means it's going to end, right? This is why doctors will hire influencers and do their surgeries for free, because then they can just buy a bunch of bots to say, oh my God, girl, it looks so good. And then all the other influencers want to do the same thing. And then all the people that want to be influencers are going to do the same. The ones that can afford it. They're not worried about the ones that can't afford it. A few hours ago, I see my nose and I think, Job, would you still love me if I get a BBL? Yeah, he's talking to you. He asked me earlier if I respect him if he got a BBL.
Stretched lips,
Yeah,
or even
that's what
looking
I
like a
said.
clown. But come on, who listens to
As long as
doctors?
your ass
Who
don't
listens to
get supported in the rest
influencers?
of
Which
your
leads us
body.
to this wild case of you being a 29-year-old fashion entrepreneur who spent about 800,000 yuan, roughly $170,000
Chinese are
on
so
20
bug-brained.
procedures
Yeah,
in just
the
2
ones
years.
that are
Her goal was to
bug-brained.
turn herself
Yesterday
into the
night, I was
actress
intoxicated. I
Han
was thinking
Bingbing.
so
She pretty much
much
wanted to copy and paste
philosophical.
someone else's face onto
I would only
hers.
love you if you got
Not
a
really that
BBL.
uncommon nowadays, honestly. She had multiple nose jobs, chin reshaping, eye enlargements, and our beloved M-shaped lips. And doesn't stop there. She even paid for her younger brother to get procedures and even encouraged her friends to do it too. And her favorite hobby? Taking selfies. Just to figure out what to change next with her face.
Right.
But that ain't a hobby. That's
Yeah,
a
she
full
was there.
identity crisis. And of course, her family was not okay with this at all. She went on this talk show called Four Famous Helpers, where her mom literally cried and begged her to stop doing these procedures. She even said to her own daughter, I don't even recognize you anymore. You look like a monster. Yeah, that's how far it had gone. Imagine your mother telling you that on live television. She eventually warned Yu Bing, if you don't stop having more surgeries, I don't want anything
This
to
is drama. This is done on purpose. I'm surprised you aimed that at me. He aimed at me earlier. I don't get that like perfect face formula thing. The visible teardrops, ears are weird. The whole face ends up looking like a ghost. Right, yeah, right, absolutely. But the problem is they're choosing what they want to look like with filters on. Girls and guys and people that do influencing, beauty influencing, use a phone as their mirror, and they do not understand that the front camera bends your face. And so they don't see them. And then when they always turning the filters on, when they see a real mirror, they're like, that's not me. So then they have dysphoria. So then they say, I don't recognize the person I see in the mirror. Right, because you're not looking at yourself in your phone. And then you go get surgeries, and it's absolutely wackadoodle. When you do cannabis, do you go into that realm? I don't do cannabis. She's my little princess. You can get a sense of intentions the way people are. Yeah, right. They are monsters. You shouldn't be freaking cutting on your face.
to do with you. It hurts me too much. And Yu Bing is just sitting there, smiling. Not because she's happy, but because she physically can't stop. When they asked her why she wasn't reacting, she said, I'm very upset, but I can't cry because I had surgery to lift the corners of my mouth. She legit couldn't express any emotions at this point.
你心疼妈妈吗？
It makes me wonder how many people post-surgery even think that, wow, that she's cute. No. The problem is once you adjust your smile, there's no going back because you're going to age significantly faster in those areas, and then you're going to have to keep chasing it around. What a lot of people don't understand about Botox in the forehead, the muscles that grab the bone on the forehead have to pull on that bone every minute of every day that your eyebrows and whatnot are moving. That keeps that bone dense. When you paralyze those muscles so you don't get forehead wrinkles, the bone starts to dip in, it dissolves, it deteriorates, and then you need to get fillers to fill that in. So girls that are being lied to about Botox being preventative aging, they're just being lied to so that they'll need more and more procedures, and then the doctors will make more and more money. That's more feminine. I don't get it. Would my fist work? What up, Cole? Oh, no. No, earlier I did.
我也想哭，我不是微笑，我是做了嘴角上扬。我跟我妈说了，我对我妈其实挺孝顺的，我也不跟她顶嘴，我也不干嘛，我自己赚钱，我就觉得我只想整容，我觉得
我也说出我的心里话，我希望你到此为止吧，不要再做了，你真的不要再伤害你的妈妈了，我真的承受不起。
Go get some more surgery.
And after a long lecture with many back and forths, everybody sided with her mom.
Right.
And Yu Bing finally broke down and cried. But the damage was obvious. It was still pretty bad. Doctors keep stressing that these procedures...
Imagine how narcissistic. You're looking right into somebody's face and they're like, I'm really upset to hear this. I'm really sad. Just like the Joker in the original freaking Batman that had they couldn't not frown. So they're just lying to you with a smile on their face. He's stroking out live. He did everything. Yeah, she had her freaking face muscles cut and her freaking lip shortened. The skin on the upper lip shortened so it would pull the lip up like this because they like their upper lips larger than their lower lips. But lips naturally, the bottom lip is naturally larger. So they shorten this skin right here to make it flip up, and then they cut it into an M. And then they cut the muscles. Oh, it's crazy. Yes, fish lips. Remember when people just used to do this? Like, they actually just used to do the fish lip thing before all the freaking fillers? Yeah, absolutely. They're chasing something that they don't know what it is.
Procedures require insane precision. Like, we're talking about your face. Even with advanced techniques, even if they tried to hide the stitches in your nose or lips. I was so foolish, sister. I regret it so much now. There's nothing I can do. Why? To be honest, after it heals, there will be a very ugly scar, a white line. It will look ugly when you smile, and your mouth will feel wooden. Even lipstick can't completely cover the scar. It's only okay when you don't smile. If you can't smile at all, it will be extremely ugly. I mean, yeah, I'm not really that surprised.
千万别找庸医做这个 M 唇，大家看一下我这个嘴。
Yeah, can you imagine it always feeling like your skin... Like, imagine when you get sunburn and your skin feels tight and it feels weird. That's what you'll feel like all the time. Yeah, duck lips. And they'll never achieve it. No. I want to know, have you ever seen the rain? PP and the Coke. What up, John Goldbonny? Dun, dun, dun.
似曾相识，像兔唇，已经1年多了，嘴唇一直没有知觉，伤了神经，而且现在上嘴唇超薄，所以现在我还要调整，把这个嘴还要把它再弄厚。你说说，花了1万多块又白扯，就是很凉，每天摸着就冰冰凉凉。
Icy and numb. That's freaking crazy.
In the night where the stars twinkle bright, there's a cow on a journey taking flight. With a grin and a moon, he's flying away through the Milky Way,
John's
where
here.
the comets play.
John Bon Jovi.
Floating by planets, he's feeling so free. A cosmic adventure for all to see.
Beautiful. Beautiful. It's a cosmic adventure.
没有知觉，你们知道什么感觉吗？真的很痛苦。
It's really painful.
我的天哪！有生以来打出了一个比手术还做的微笑的微笑唇。我的天哪，太微笑了，好好看啊！
And it gets really dystopian here because in China, there's this app called Xingyang, which lets you buy plastic surgery procedures directly at the comfort of your own home. It's essentially a marketplace for beauty procedures that offer convenience and ease of access. You open the app and you'll see a bunch of different
Space Cow is right. Is this guy here, Admiral Space Cowboy? Yeah, me too. I'm feeling secondhand freaking wackadoo
offers that you can buy. Like, people are looking for the best deals out here. And it gets pretty messed up because the app offers these microloans for those who can't afford the surgery but still want to get it.
There you go. They're offering you the loans. So you go through a breakup and you think he broke up with me because my lips are okay, I'll order it. Oh, I don't have the money. Don't worry, we'll loan you the money. So while you're going through an emotional area ebb of low self-esteem, they'll be like, don't worry, we have the money here for you. That's exactly what you are, moo cow.
You pretty much finance your new face and give them monthly payments, which can ultimately just end you up in debt. And you can see that they even have discounts, coupons, and limited deals like 4-in-1 package, buy one get one free, 50% off hyaluronic acid fillers, baby face packages, all to lure people in by feeding off their insecurities. Yo guys, listen, nose jobs are on clearance sale right now. We gotta book a flight to China immediately, okay? I can use my refer a friend code too, so guys, we won't be chopped anymore. There's so many procedures you can get, and there's also these reviews that make it seem legit, but a lot of them could just be unofficial beauty clinics that may or may not have a license. I mean,
I'm heading out because I'm going to go to bed soon. Richard, I'll probably get the final lines added to the emotional course scene tomorrow. I'm reading one. Okay, all right, let me know. Good night, cat.
Take a look at this package. I don't know about you guys, but M Lips plus Thick Lips, you can enjoy an additional 95% discount for girlfriend gifts. Black Friday is just overrated. And on the app, there's also this face scanner that pretty much nitpicks and tells you everything that's wrong with your face and what procedures you need to look beautiful again. So if we go ahead and try the face scanner, you'll see how chopped they think I am. Why does it look like I already have smiling lips? This is a whole detailed report on my face. My wrinkles are heavy and my face is long. My pupil distance is narrow and the double eyelids will make the eyes look divine and aura. Long chin. Man, what's up with the long? Your face is a melon face. Yeah, I think I'll pass on this one.
Listen to
I'm
how
not
they
trying to look
market
like
to these people. So they're telling you, we're the professionals and you're ugly, and this is why you're ugly, and we can fix this. We need a head transplant.
Now the whole system is designed to be fast, easy, and convenient. You don't need to think too hard or too long, and you don't need to go to a clinic to book an appointment. Take a look at this case where a patient, referred to as Baby, got M-shaped lips. Before the surgery, she said that her lips were thin, no cupid's bow, upper lip thick in the middle, but thin on the sides, corners of mouth straight. I'm reading this, and I'm like,
that's a face.
Yeah, that sounds pretty normal to me.
Right.
But in her mind, normal ain't gonna cut it, sis. So she gets the surgery and they give her the full M shape, 2 peaks, and lifted corners. And as you can see, it don't look that natural at all. Like, it's giving something is off, but I can't explain it. Now, there's someone people love bringing up in this conversation about smiling lips, and that is Angela Baby. She is super popular in China. Like, she's an actress and a model, and she naturally has these smiling lips. But a lot of netizens suspect that she enhanced it because, I mean, if you look at the old and current photos, they look pretty different. Now, there's this one scene in the C-drama Skyscraper where she's supposed to be crying, but her face was smiling, so it gave it like a really weird and awkward look on camera. And people were like, is she crying or smiling? And there's even this other scene where she's literally being whipped and trying to look in pain as an actor would, right? but her lips are still slightly smiling. Essence started calling it scary, uncanny, two-faced smile. I mean, I can see where they're coming from because when you smile, your whole face smiles, right? It's not just your lips. Your eyes, your cheeks, everything, right? But when it's just your mouth and your eyes look dead serious, I'm sorry for staring. At the end of the day, beauty is subjective. Like, what might look perfect to one person might look completely unnatural to someone else. And the truth is, while M-shaped lips or the smiling lips can look good on somebody when it's like tailored to their face, the risks are just too insane. If you have to cut muscles in your face just to look slightly more approachable,
it's like the people that need to borrow the money. People think because of filtering and sales pitches that they will look like these gorgeous women that are already using filters and airbrushing and everything anyway. They've been using it in Hollywood and freaking Bollywood and every other area would for freaking 100 years. This wasn't digital.
Maybe the
then.
lips aren't the problem at all. If anything, you better hide your lips because I'm coming for them.
Oh. Damn, that's freaking so crazy, dude. You got to be careful with this stuff. Man, you better help your children, your friends that have children to understand that this kind of stuff is an absolute money sink and a time sink. And every time people don't know what fads are. They don't understand. It used to be bell bottoms and then skinny jeans, then bell bottoms, then skinny jeans, then blah blah. But when you start cutting on yourself, you become a forever patient. And then once you get cut on once, you've got to get cut on again and again and again and again, because they're not even dealing with aging yet. They're dealing with just being alive. And then when aging gets compounded, it's going to be bad. All right, we'll do one more.
So old. Okay, I know I'm reaching Ung status and there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. But let me ask you one thing.
Ask me.
How badly do you want to stay young? Because at this point, I don't even know what timeline we're in anymore.
God.
I'm just doom scrolling peacefully on Douyin, like usual. And then I start seeing these before and after videos of people in their 40s and 50s getting their faces stretched like rubber and coming out like they're aliens trying to blend in with humans. There's currently a trend of older people getting facelifts to look as young as they once were, revisiting their prime, their teenage years, strictly through appearance. Except something gets, messed up midway and we end up with a horrifying vacuum-sealed face. I'm not even exaggerating. On Douyin, this whole mass face transformation thing is blowing up. But why is it even happening? Well, on the surface, people love dramatic transformations, right? Glow-ups get tons of views and even make people famous on there. A lot of these videos are disguised as personal sharing, like they're just showcasing their journey. But if we're being real here, they're basically selling a dream. Look decades younger overnight. Except some of these clinics are doing what people call fake facelifts. And instead of a proper facelift where you're working on the inner layers of your face, like actual professionals do, instead they just cut the skin, pull it back, and call it a day. No proper repositioning of fat, muscles, or fascia, just surface level stretching like they're wrapping a gift box. And that's how you end up with the mask face phenomenon. Congrats, your wrinkles are gone. But so is your ability to express emotion. Now, what did this all kind of stem from? Well, it started as a wholesome trend on Douyin called refusing to be old, or bufulao. And at first, it was pretty chill. You had stylish grandpas dripped out better than most of us, aunties hitting the gym like it's leg day every day, all pretty much just elderly people doing Gen Z things. It was about staying youthful in spirit. We love to see it. But then, of course, we can't have nice things now, can we? Many teenagers just took this anti-aging obsession to a whole nother level. I'm talking using face tape to prevent wrinkles and even using specific special straws to avoid smile lines. Careful there. That laugh might cost you a wrinkle. Eventually, people started thinking that looking older is some kind of
Don't be happy when you're young because it'll make you look older when you're older. Wait a second.
Mistake, instead of being alive. That's exactly how we got here. People in their 40s and 50s, and sometimes even 60s, rushing to get their aging fixed. And they end up getting these extreme facelifts that end up distorting their faces and even leaving them looking like permanently stiff. And this is no joke procedure because they also leave scars like in front of the ears and even behind the ears. This is a great time to make an Asian joke, but I'll pass on. Now, some people do try to defend it, saying that, oh, it just looks weird because it's right after the surgery, which is valid. Okay, that definitely can be the case, but what I realized is that a lot of people saying that are the clinics themselves. And let's say that's the case. Even when fully healed, the face still looks kind of...
hold on, okay, let me check something out real quick. Hold on. Yeah, let's see. She added gracefully. Pamela Anderson did great. Yeah, she aged well, right? And she just did a bunch of appearances where she just did a bunch of appearances where she wasn't wearing any makeup or anything, like actually not wearing any makeup or anything, which was, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, I think I broke it. I think I did break it. Oh, dang it. Oh, hold on. Definitely broke it. Remove. There we go. Auto find. There it is. Let's see if that works. Did someone say sushi? Sorry to break it to you, Pamela Frankenstein, but doesn't wear makeup lately. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, did I break it? Hello. Hecklo. Okay, there we go. All right. There we go. All right, my bad.
Off. Like, simplified or flattened. Low-key a face you could easily draw.
这皮也拉了，眉毛也切了，眼袋也做了，鼻子也做了，嘴巴也做了，皮还拉了3次啊！你看看，貂也穿上了，关键是假发也戴上了啊！还是老太太。
Still an old lady, still ugly.
没用，你老就是老了，咋折腾也没用。你就是老太太，你咋折腾也是老太太。
The highly successful Hollywood artist openly says infused.
Here's the thing: these are serious procedures, and
so they've been. Listen, that's been a thing for a long time. Like even bicyclists, like for the Tour de France. They would take oxygenated blood and then get infusions so that they would have more oxygen in their blood when they went for their big days. And like that's been a thing for a long time. And blood's definitely wackadoodle. Dead Kennedys, plastic surgery disasters. Yep. Jello Biafra, great album. That was one of the first albums I've ever owned. Yeah. With the little freaking burnt hand in the palm for the cover up. Vampires, yep. Stay away from the sun because they don't want it to age their skin.
You don't do your research or you get lured in by a low price, you can end up in a really bad situation. You're stuck with it. The side effects include that tight face plus droopy eyes combo, and if the skin is pulled even slightly too tight, it can end up damaging the skin itself. Like your face can start thinning and looking fragile at the same time.
Too drunk. That's all I need right now. Too drunk, too. Yeah, they were definitely doing some crazy shit there. Listening about those procedures feels taboo. Yeah.
There's nerve damage, which is always fun.
You make it worse. Take out your retainer, put it in your purse. Too drunk.
Since the facelift doesn't just deal with the skin, it actually goes into the tissues itself. There's a high chance that one of the nerves can be hit. Some sensory nerves getting affected is almost unavoidable. It's like you're rolling a dice to see if you'll end up with facial paralysis. And then there's the chance of your skin deteriorating. You go into this thinking that I'll look younger, but sometimes it makes you look even older than you already were.
32岁做大拉皮会不会太早？我是已婚已育，首先怀孕加坐月子，我一共是胖了30多斤，全身的皮肤就像气球一样吹胀，然后再泄了气就很松弛，尤其是脸上断崖式的衰老，它已经完全支撑不了我的这张脸，所以就是做拉皮是我最好的一个选择。
Now we gotta talk about this one guy who basically paved the way for this entire trend. There's this doctor on Douyin and TikTok known as Dr. Kim, and this man went viral. He gained millions of views per video, and his format is always a normal middle-aged person, wrinkles, sagging skin, normal aging, then bam, the big reveal, 20 years younger. You guys ever played Oblivion? And the transformations, yes, they are dramatic.
Wow.
But you know what I also realized?
Wow.
It's the fact that they all look the same. Now, this Dr. Kim might not actually be who you think he is. Because first of all, clicking the link on his profile leads us to a Vietnamese website where you can actually book appointments. But another thing to notice is that some of the videos he posts are actually just carbon copies of other videos. Now, take a look at this video right here from Dr. Kim. I actually found the same video on a Chinese doctor's Instagram page. So I decided to message them and pretend that I was interested in surgery. They say that they're in Shanghai and that the cost is just $5,000, even though all I said briefly was just I wanted something done to my eyes. And when I asked him, is Dr. Tiao Mu the one operating, he says he's actually the director of consultation, Dr. Tian, meaning that Dr. Tian is the one managing Dr. Tiao Mu's page. And it gets weirder. Take a look at this male transformation video on Dr. Tiao Mu's page. It's very clearly labeled that it's Dr. Tiao Mu, so you would think that he's the one who did this. But actually, I found the exact...
Right, yeah, you don't know what you're looking at. You don't know who you're looking at, right? Yeah. And then you're just going to keep paying for more
same
and more
video
and more.
on Douyin under the name Zhu Mengjie. So who's the culprit here? You can see how sketchy it is and how easy it is to just false advertise and promote something that is just completely ripped off of another account.
大家庭又有学员要毕业了啊，然后我们合个影。来，姐姐们在大家住的开心不开心？开心。做答题找谁？给张张点个赞。太成功了。
Alright, because we're literally talking about people trying to reverse engineer their age, you know what you can't reverse? Your data being leaked. This is embarrassing, but one time I actually got my old Roblox channel hacked because I clicked a phishing link, and all my personal info just got leaked out there. It just goes to show how much of your personal information is actually...
They get surgery to look 10 years younger and then when they're 25 years old. And the big problem, which I was just talking about, is people are getting Botox at like 18 and 19 for preventative. And it does exactly the opposite. It speed runs your aging. People need to learn to live with it. Yes, right. Yeah. This phone screen thing is really doing... There you go. Get you some.
This leads us into one of the most messed up situations in this entire thing. A guy named T Dawei, and he wasn't just a random person. He was a mainland Chinese influencer who was actually doing really well, about 1.4 million followers on Douyin. So, man was throwing...
Never heard of Douyin pasta sauce, white sauce pasta. Yeah, that's good stuff.
One day he just randomly vanished. Like, no updates, no posts. Netizens were confused. Like, did Roche quit? What happened? And then 2 years later, he came back. And it was not what people expected. He posted a video...
Oh, no.
It turns out he had undergone a couple of procedures. Mainly...
All I do is take some clay and put it on my face for half an hour.
A facelift and fat grafting, which is just moving fats of your face to different areas. He said his friend had encouraged him to improve his face. And the doctor basically sold him the dream of being younger than he already was. And at the time, he already felt like he was getting older and wanted to go back to his teenage
Cheese, fentanyl, and meth is less wrong. Yeah, I agree.
Which again, this is what the anti-aging mindset does to people. After the surgery, instead of looking younger, he looked decades older. He went from a young male influencer with smooth skin to deep wrinkles, folds. I mean, he even said that he went from a beautiful man to
Yes, don't do that.
To me, it doesn't look as bad as some other botched procedures. I mean, it's clear that damage has been done, but because of the face he once had, you can tell it's destroying him. He's also in his early 30s, so it's clear that it's not just affecting older people. He talked about suffering mentally from severe insomnia, hair loss from stress, and just constant embarrassment. He wouldn't even take off his hat in public. Like, he stopped socializing.
Damn. If you had the money to do a surgery, I would buy a Ford Mustang. Yeah, me too. I ain't doing all that crap. Damn. I ain't gonna detour my daily routine from morning breakfast. Why are you so ugly now? Hold on. All right, hold on. Let's go back here. Hold on. Bro can't even blink. It's 100% brightness all day. Hold on. Ready? Okay. At the time, I couldn't sleep and my hair was falling out. I never dared to take this hat off because it became obvious. When I went home, my parents kept saying I become ugly. Even relatives I don't talk to often. Why are you so ugly now? I don't care to let you see the current me, and I don't dare to look people in the eye. I don't socialize anymore. I really regret it now. Jeez. No, shouldn't have done it. Damn.
He said he regretted everything and that he been misled by the doctor and that he wished he understood the risk beforehand. And honestly, respect to him for not disappearing forever and actually coming out and publicly sharing the story. Now, you might think it doesn't get worse than this. Well,
Hold on. Okay, let's see. Mental breakdown. This is what called keeping up with the Joneses. These people survive famine, floods, purges, cultural revolutions only to do this to themselves. Yeah, I agree. I'm back. All right, let's see what Space Cowboys got here real quick. Burp. Laura Juicy. He was subject to the same people by whom he thought he would appreciate him. Yep.
Right, I hope this is dark enough. Let's try it.
Jesus. Freaking wackadoo.
because the Chinese cosmetic industry loves to be super innovative for the better or worse.
Dude.
Another method to make yourself look younger.
Science.
Pieces of plastic to screw into your face. I'm serious. This material is called PEEK, and it's basically a medical grade plastic. To be fair, it's not just some random material. It's actually been used for years in actual medical procedures. Originally, it was
Let's retire to the mountains. This is what you gotta do. Yes, she farted in there. Yes. That's China.
Chinese social media apps like Xiaohongshu and Kuaishou started promoting the idea of bone structure anti-aging. And the concept was your face isn't sagging because of your skin. It's because your bones are weak. And influencers start saying that PEEK is the ultimate permanent solution. Instead of using fillers that dissolve over time, you can set a strong base foundation for your face by using PEEK. All you have to do is just bolt some plastic into your face.
Jeez. Yes, Lord have mercy on these people.
Your skull, your chin, basically anywhere. And why are people falling for this? It's being marketed perfectly. This is for people with high standards. Influencers are
Dysmorphism.
perfectly sculpted while only at, and PEEK promises a perfect fitted custom design since it's made using a 3D scan of your skull. So yeah, technically it does fit you, but so does your original.
Right. Yes, Grandpa turned 35 and weird. Someone said Korea means he was also watching Korean skin is surreal.
To make it protrude forward, because yeah, that's also an aesthetic. First, they start off with a CT scan of your skull. Basically, they turn your entire head into a model, and they decide how thick the PEEK should be. And once they finalize the design, it gets sent off to be 3D printed, and then gets shipped back to the hospital. Now, during the surgery, they first make incisions, then they insert the PEEK implant, and then they screw it onto your bone with titanium screws. And the worst part is the fact that since it's pre-shaped or like pre-made and it's rigid, if it doesn't fit properly during
You're done.
you can't adjust it. You can't move it. It's permanent.
You got it.
Expensive too, costing up to 100,000 yuan, which is like $14,000. So all part of the experience. But what's really terrifying is that there have been cases where the peak implant actually started moving.
Oh, jeez, I'm not into all the makeup. I got friends that you couldn't identify with their makeup. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem, especially with the internet, because people are introduced to people originally on the internet. So when people use a lot of makeup and a lot of filters online, they want that to be what they look like in real life, and it's really bad.
Some people reported it slipping around inside their face and even pieces coming out of their mouth. Son, why are we doing this?
Right.
Since it's custom made and screwed into your bone, there's no going back. Like, if you don't like it, or it shifts around, or you get an infection, you're cooked. Take a look at the influencer Yi Chu Dame Na. She ended up spending about 1.3 million yuan on cosmetic procedures. And at first, she was just doing some small microplastic
Those ears.
because she was bullied online. And you know how this goes. One procedure turns into another, and eventually she ends up doing a full face bone reshaping using PEEK. The result? She achieved the ideal influencer look, but with the drawback of a crooked smile and unaligned teeth. She now can't chew food properly. She can't even eat meat, nor can she bite through noodles. I mean, her face
Yes.
is completely unaligned.
Yeah, the whole world is going up.
So guys, this is why if you ever feel insecure, she openly says that if you can avoid it, try to avoid it. Be unique and don't end up like us with plastic surgery faces that all look the same. So why would she or anyone else go through all of this? Well, because the selling point
It's free.
is actually kind of genius.
All you need is a Lamborghini. Yeah, that's all you need, brother.
Properly designed implant becomes an extension of your own bone. It's not fake. It's just you, but upgraded. And it also lasts for years, and it's permanent.
I did have to get my nose repaired. I can't believe what people are willing to do to myself. Yeah, my first broken nose got repaired when I was like 8 years old, and then the other 11 or so of them didn't. Yeah, a bunch of nipping and tucking. What up, Brondano? What's up, Mouse? What's up?
Here's the thing, all cosmetic procedures have trade-offs no matter what. It's just that most of these trends that appear once in a while just try their best to hide it. Listen, it's completely normal to wanting to look your best, okay?
All right, Robert, brother.
Or not wanting to glitch up. I want to frame Mog and looks max over the next guy just as much as you do. And here's where I would say to you guys, don't screw 3D plastic into your face.
Yes.
You know what? After covering this many plastic surgery trends,
How are ya?
imagine if we all combined and everybody got a different procedure. I get the plastic head, you get the small lips, you get the wide shoulders, and we all formed and fused into one celestial
Voltron.
born from every billion aesthetic nerds. Like, how would that even work? Like, so you actually pulled your face, like, back. Oh my god, no, that's, okay. Let's not do that.
Jeez, that stuff is definitely rough, man. People, and the thing is, it's so bad on dating apps too. When girls use filters on dating apps, and then they go on a first date, and the guy's like, "You use filters, the date's over." Then they go on a mission to look like what they look like in the filters, and they'll spend the money, and they'll use everything, and it's freaking horrible. If I want to shape it right, just grow a beard, right? Remember, this is the country that eats bats. Yeah. Yep. Catfishing. Yep. I have a broken hand and 4 points on 3 different fingers. I think it's sealed a little weird, and I'm fearing I'm going to have to make a doctor break my hand and fix it again. Yeah. Yeah. Make sure you're taking enough K2. Yeah, bat. UFO likes bats. Bats are tasty. Crispy fried bat wings. We got chicken wings and we got bat wings. Just stretch it. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. A lot of K2, a lot of vitamin K2. The bone can reshift. They had trans that got in standoff. He had a trans that got a standoff when they got a standoff with the cops. He said he would only surrender if they gave him gender surgery to remove his thing. Yeah, I heard that too. Yep, dogs too. Once upon a time there was a cow who went into outer space. Yeah, I heard that too. I also heard that it happened in a bank robbery where the same kind of thing was happening for gender surgery. So people are looking at themselves and they're like, this isn't supposed to be here. My lips aren't supposed to be shaped like this. I'm not supposed to have boobs. My boobs are too small. My dingaling's the wrong freaking thing. There you go. Cheryl, do it. Cheryl, do it. $50. Yes, yeah, YouTube translated it, brother. It's freaking amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Let's see. There was a movie with AI. What's his name? An AI movie that did that? Sup, Dow? I do not know. Curse. All right. Let's see. That figures. But yeah, don't freaking cut on yourselves. Don't freaking wackadoo. Don't catfish people. Don't lie. Don't be deceptive. Just be yourself. If you lose yourself, find it in other places besides surgery. Dog Day Afternoon. Al Pacino. Yeah, Al Pacino. Right? Damn, dude. 1975. Crazy. Cheryl. Yeah, Tony. Say hello to my little friend. Let's see here. Good morning, Ami. How are you? How are you? Does anyone remember those screwballs that thought they were vampires? Brother, that happens a lot, dude. Like, that happens all around the world. People, like, have... Like, I remember when I was in my early 20s, maybe my mid-teens, actually, there was people that would buy pig's blood from butcheries, gallons of pig's blood and stuff, and they would act like it. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. What's brought up is probably trans people. I think people cutting things off. We were talking about don't cut things off and don't because the big problem is with isn't trans people. The problem is when, listen, the average person spends $20,000 to $30,000 in a lifetime on medical care. The average medicalized trans patient spends $1.7 million. So if people are pushed into being on insurance and spending money on more and more and more and more surgeries, and the problem is the first surgery will cause more dysphoria that will lead on to more and more and more. And it's a money grab. They know that now you've done one cosmetic or gender affirming surgery. You're going to go with a lot more because you're just thinking, it's going to cost me $1.5 million, so I'll break it up over a lifetime. And it's really rough for a lot of people, and it's caused a bunch of upset. It shouldn't be that cheap. There's another problem too. Trans rates are the same as state-ran governments. Yeah, the problem, like I said, the problem isn't trans people. The problem is how the medical industry sells to trans people. That's the problem. I wish people would realize that over 8 billion people, there's only one you. Others are similar, but still there's only one. Yeah, don't do the surgeries. I agree. People obsessing over their looks to the point of insanity is what brought up trans people. Yeah, right. So how do you not take advantage of them? Right? That's the problem is the Republican Democrat thing where people are like, people found a very easy way to profit financially off of the movement, and then it's destroyed a lot of people because you can't do that to people. You can't use people's identity to start to sell them shit. That because we've known how physical changes affect people, especially with dysphoria. We've been educating people wrong a long time about it. When you get into surgery, you get attention, which is going to go away with time. You're going to need to go to surgery, get another attention. That happens a lot too. The problem, gender care in Serbia, here's the same rate. People that can afford it, people can move to Canada or the UK. Yeah. Well, the thing is, it shouldn't. Getting loans for surgery for gender affirming care it has become a big problem, because if you can tell people that if they get the surgeries, then everything will get better. As soon as they get the first one, they know that everything's not going to be complete until whatever they've thought was going to be the last one done, and they're ripping off the trans community. Yeah, it's not gender affirming, right? And that's a big problem, right? Because the thing is, if you see yourself in a different body, then you're already the way you are. They wanted to find a way to milk it. Industry wanted to find a way to make as much money as possible. Yeah, and so that's what they're doing. And then they're saying, because the thing is, once you get started, they're a forever patient. And then you need them. If they ever do something that you don't like, what are you going to do? Say, no, I'm no longer going to get my hormones? No, you're not. You're a forever patient, regardless of who's in the White House and whatnot. Yeah, it's super obvious that they were taken advantage of. All right, I'm going to go to bed, everybody. I love you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll get back at it. All right, hugs and kisses. Now, you're talking about the pharmaceutical industry or surgical industry. I'm talking about the surgical industry in particularly, and not even surgical, so to speak, but the plastic surgery, the freaking cosmetic surgeons and technicians that know. Because if you've ever been in those circles, you know how the affiliate thing works. You know how if you tell them to use us, we'll give you 10% off of your surgeries and 5% on a gift card for this, and that. And it's just freaking, it's a scam. It's a scam to hurt people that should have had better guidance, and they just wanted to speed run them through it, because while the law was on their side, they wanted to fill their pockets as fast as possible, and people got hurt in the long run. All right, I love you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.